don't know you anymore. You're going down a path I can't follow.
I hope he never wins anything in Miami. He is deadly.
What's up, man? Welcome to the channel, man. Welcome to the channel. It's Oster. You know, we're gonna talk about this little LeBron thing, man. Um, I think LeBron got himself in some trouble, man. You know, I think he got himself in some trouble, and I think it's time for LeBron to be exposed. And he been exposed, to be honest with you. People they just got fanboys, you know. You got the LeBron manias and all that, and they don't want to believe nothing, but in all actuality, it's true. You know, I'm talking about him being a product. That's what I call him, a product. You know, either an AI or a product. But I say a product. Because it makes sense to me, him being a product. Let me get a round of applause for that. It makes sense for the kid. I want y'all to like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Like and subscribe. Send me some comments on this, because I really want to talk about this, because it's really real, and I really don't understand how people thought pattern go. I think people just want to go against the grain, and just for debatable purposes, because it's too much truth and too much light that it's just too much. Like, man, it's just too much. And majority of people, they never have to see basketball. You can just read this type of stuff and, you know, do research, and you would definitely say, nah, it's something wrong, because you just can't be into everything and not into nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, your name can't be in everything and you not into nothing. Everybody around you can't be caught in things and you never caught in it. You don't know nothing. So what do you know? See, that's the good question. What do you know about your people? You just sit there and you run around like you don't know anything, nothing that never goes on. You never have a public opinion about nothing that people be talking about. You don't speak about, you know, PED use. You don't speak about that stuff. You just leave all that. You act like you don't got no internet when that come up. I see you with a phone every time I see you. So I know, since you LeBron James, I know you got one of the best phones in the world with high security or whatever you got going on. But I know you got the internet on that phone. Because you're a regular person, you know, I know somebody in your house DoorDash before. You know, somebody in your house, you're going on vacation, somebody walked up there and got the reservation. You know, it ain't always something. Sometimes it's you and your wife and your family, so you're a regular person. And for somebody to spend $1 million, or supposedly, allegedly, because that's what they say, allegedly, for somebody to spend $1 million on their body, it makes so much sense for that person to cut a corner. It makes people think that it don't. This makes the most sense, because people with the most money can hide the most things. That's just the way of the world. I didn't make that up. That's just the way of the world. You can just look around. The more money you got, the more things that you can just do. You can just hide a lot of things. And if you was a money bag for yourself and a bunch of other people, then a lot of things will stay hidden. Because I personally believe, if you had to get picked for something, then you got picked for a reason. Besides just talent, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people gotta follow an agenda. Because I'm gonna say something right now, and y'all about to get on my nerves, but y'all gonna kill me. LeBron's not even in my top 25 in the NBA. I'm telling you, since the day this boy came in the league, I knew he was a product. I said, no, there's no way. He's no way. He don't got no movement. He don't got no agility. You don't know. This is a made up person. He's all the way made up. I mean, people talk about LeBron now. I mean, they talk about him in today's presence, after he done sucked the life out of everybody he could. He put them all in a jar and sucked them out and spit the bones out. That's what LeBron do. And I mean, it's everywhere, man. You can see the man's face. He don't even, if y'all stare at LeBron and look at him, he look like he's living a opera show, like he's on stage. I'm telling you, man. He just got that. It's something up with LB, man. Like, and I've been saying this, and I just got this channel because I be no gray area with when I talk, man. So I be trying to stay away from certain things, but I give myself some trouble on this YouTube thing. You know what I mean? How they be doing all their thing, but when it comes to LB, man, it's just if you just look at it, man, it's just so weird that nobody in the family got an internet. Nobody talks about this. Nobody could talk about my brother the way they talk about LeBron. That'd be crazy. I don't think nobody. Somebody got to stand up and say something. But you talking about the fanboys. Half of y'all paid podcasters and all this old extra stuff. But it's just impossible for you to be everybody around you to be in something and you just don't know nothing. I'm talking about from your personal coach to your assistant, the rich poor guy, to this dude who really do the sport clutch for you. Hey, you got JJ Redick, your personal, your actual coach. You know what I mean? Damon Jones, yo, listen. LV, come on, man, be for real. You serious? So why? What? All right, let's make sense of this, y'all. Let's make sense. It's since I'm retarded or I'm talking like you talking like you. Nah, let's make sense of this, man. Right? Let's make sense of this. Let's just give them a pass and say, okay, you know what? You don't know. We give you that. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give you that pass. How about this one though? If you get a pass for this one, what you say if I say something like you would be around people like that you don't know what they're doing and you got all this going on for you? Is that what you saying, LeBron? I know you're not saying that. There's no way in the world you would say that. I don't think that you would say that. I don't think that you would say that. But I mean, you actually is saying it by just not saying it, but I think you better think this one through, LeBron. I really think you better think this one through, man. This one ain't looking right. Cause if I'm sitting there with my peoples and the feds is knocking on the door and they talking about and they looking for them and they talking about they don't know what's going on, so why they at my door? You understand what I mean? You got one person over here supposed to be selling your information for the game. You got one person over here going down with the wife for the PED scandals and say, yo, LB, you got a lot going on, man. They covering a lot. And I know how it go. Man. They do it in all sports. They just start doing it in basketball. They like, man, as soon as basketball let them start gambling, everything went sugar to shit. Everything. Telling you, man, everything. See, I don't gamble, but I'm just saying, I knew everything was sugar to shit at that point. You got people like them that's made up in there, and there's too much money going on, and these kids this is bad. I mean, I ain't even talking about that scandal. I'm talking about for LeBron because LeBron should have retired. He should have retired like on the 17th year, 18th year. But the product didn't. It didn't bring back enough. It brought back money, but it didn't bring back enough accolades and enough something to make something new of the NBA, which is the company. You know what I'm saying? So they thought they had it. The chosen one, the king, and all this stuff, and let everything go. Everything he did. I always say, anybody on top with no scandals is the worst person in the world. I think about Jay-Z. I'm talking about before. I'm telling them this for years. I say, yo, it just don't happen. A female will lie on LeBron and say she had a baby or he did something. They do it all day long. But nothing at all. That's a heavy backing. I don't give a fuck with nobody tell me that is heavy backing. When you can't do no wrong, that's backing for you. Yeah, I mean, you can't do no wrong. They do it. In boxing, you got Canelo. You got people that just can't do no wrong. They just can't. So stop trying. because he can't do no wrong. You know what I mean? And when you do things like this, man, and this started everything. So that's what we got to do. We gonna cook this clown because LeBron. And the thing I'm saying is this, right? You could start a funny story and say when you come into the league, you did all the chosen one and all that stuff there. That's a bunch of nothing to me. You know what I mean? Because I know you didn't have the skills. You did not have the skills. I don't care. You was like a good basketball player. One that was you developed real slow. You know what I mean? You got athleticism. Athleticism. You got athleticism, right? That's a fact. But you got no skills. And a lot of people tend to mix that up. They think because you're athletic, then you're skillful. That's totally not true. Look at LeBron. Look at LeBron. If you just imagine LeBron as a 54th pick coming into the NBA, you know what I mean? Second round pick. Just imagine he came in there with no backing, no nothing. Dead serious, yo. Don't give me no fanboy answer. Seriously, you know what I mean? Because sometimes perception, it clouds your thought. Because somebody could talk about somebody being so good just because you love the sport and you ain't see this dude, yeah, you like, because back then, well, you couldn't just catch him that fast. So you had to make sure you see it and he waiting around, looking around, and then you get to see him for the first time. But you heard about him for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You're like, yo, this dude is, like in the street, this guy's. You know what I mean? So when you see them, you critique them. You know what I mean? But in the street, it's kind of different because you don't have a back end. You could be down with some dudes that are, want to fight or whatever. If you say something wrong about them, but people still say it in the street. But when it comes to here, you're not just going against your opinion and what you see. You're going against a machine. So they shooting out stuff all day, every day. Oh, he's the best, the greatest, this and that, and da 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 da. Every day, flooding you with it. To the point, every time you see him, if you see him on the court, it's different. But they know everybody don't come to the game, everybody don't see the game. But every clip you see of this dude is going to be something amazing. And it's always going to be talked about. I'm like, oh, LeBron. And you're going to be able to switch teams and get super teams and make it seem like it's just you because that's the perception. The perception is that they can't win without you. But if they lose, it ain't your fault because you the chosen one. So anything goes on is another reason because you the chosen one. You understand what I'm saying? You the chosen one. And I think LeBron is mad because he called himself king and we called Jordan God. I think that's why he be mad. Because he thought king was the highest of he, so it's kind of funny. That's how I see it though. That's just my, the way I see about it. But back to LeBron is that he's to me, I don't think LeBron is a good person at heart. Honestly, I really think LeBron is a devil. I know for 2,000,000% fact that he don't care. He do not care about the human soul at all. I'm talking about you can ask every player in the NBA for him to move the way he move. You really think that LeBron don't give up? LeBron don't care. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna come out though. It's getting close. It's getting close. Cause even the devil have an end time for you. You understand what I'm saying? Even the devil got an end time. Nobody signed the contract to the devil for the rest of their life. If you die between that contract, that's yours. But if the devil don't want to mess with you at any point no more, you just done. And you got to understand, this is not the Lord's backing that he got. These manufactured companies and all this is all devilish work. So the devil got him. That's why he signed over. I'm telling you, man, LeBron is not just like a regular average person that got average thoughts and all that. Y'all gotta really see this shit for what it is, because I'm really sick of him. Because too many kids is in love with this dude for him to be the felonious that he is, man. And then you're gonna, do things like go at Jordan and, you the king and you the best and you making things up and people making up stats to get you up there. They breaking everything down to the molecule now just to try to squeeze your name in it. They'll retake a stat and break down shooting to I mean, they just it's just ugly, man. And all this is just devilish work. It's all about perception. You want people to think this way and think that way. You can't make somebody believe that's not stone. When somebody fell down there and cracked their whole head there, you can never make them believe it. So you need to stop trying to make people believe that this dude is who he not. We see him. You on your way to the G League. Like, what are you talking about? I don't care. You so good, LeBron. You spend $1 million on your body. You run around like you 18. You don't recover like you 18. Come on, stop. Something is with side effects or something. Like, what's going on? Every time people think they got an injury, you think, or whatever it is, you think that it got to be some kind of injury. No, it's called recovery. Yeah, when you popping those serious pills, you need recovery time. It's a time thing. You just can't be doing that shit when you, oh, I'm gonna feel strong today and I'm gonna go pop me a pill or whatever it is. Nah, it's a process to that one, boy. Cause you trying to go, LeBron thing is longevity. So how you think would he take his pills? He will microdose. Just like you having a little bit of weed and you ain't gonna smoke no blunts like you was smoking last week because you got 2 more days to get some weed. You got enough to last you, but you ain't going ham like you gonna smoke you a nice little joint. You gonna get you then it gonna be like your regular like you just got your motherfucking weed pack. I bet that. Anyway, and you microdose. And yo, listen. Yo, listen. I listen. I've seen movies. LeBron move around better than a movie character. What's the dude? Terminator. This how this dude look like he gonna be living in 100 years. He like he's never. Yo, that's genetically impossible, y'all. Cause if it was possible, they would compare this man to somebody. They would compare him to a regular person. This is not what regular people do. So I always say, if you spend $1 million on your body, then you will definitely turn the corner. Because you're spending $1 million for a reason. That's just not to stay in shape. No, that's what the gym is for. That's what all the other basketball players do, football players. Some people take their little, 1, 2, this and that, this and that. But I don't think that you need it because you're the great. Other people take their weakness somewhere. You is the chosen one. You is the king. And if Jordan's name was even in debate about for his career, was he on steroids or not? Let's just, I don't know. It's just made up. You know what I mean? And that's what the devil do. The devil start making shit up. In a LB. But I'm sorry. If you on your way to that G League, they done with you, homeboy. You're gonna have to do something, dog. They done with you. I'm telling you right now. Telling you right now, as a basketball fan, if those people sent you to the G League and even talking to you about the G League and ain't giving you no remixes on your contract, you understand what I mean? This is what they doing, Bron. They getting rid of you, dog. Watch. Y'all think I'm playing. You think it's a joke. But this how they work. This how they work. You put it this way, Barney Brown. That last contract you got, they know about your whatever you got going on. People know. There's too many people. Look, people talk today. You know what I mean? They really, really talk. And money, they just talk, man. All these podcasts and all this stuff. They'll come throw somebody 10, 20,000, have them come up here and say something true. But anyway, you believe it now because people talking. You think who you was yesterday. No, you're not. You're not. I'm telling you, man. Once those people knock on your door, you're not the same person you was yesterday. Sorry, it's just fact. You think you can smile your way out of this one? I'm telling you, Bronny Braun, watch. Because they want you. Everybody ain't with you on your side of the table. You get what I'm saying? There's people out there that want you to get the stripe. I got Bronny Braun. Yeah. Jordan been retired for that 20 years. They ain't fucking with Jordan. You don't see nobody bothering Jordan doing none of this stuff here. You got, under your watch, bro, you got scandals in the NBA. Yo, it's crazy. You and that fucking, Adam, I'm telling you, man. David Stern and Jordan wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't like each other, to be quite honest with you. but they respect the game. See, the other day, you got this clown up here giving you all this money, giving you all this leverage, giving you everything that you can do with all these teams and all this stuff, because LeBron bringing so much money in. That's why you're a product. That's why you're a product. They gave you 10 chances to get a. That's crazy. They gave you 10 chances, my G. 10, my G. No, can you imagine in the 10 championships, all the bullshit they went through to get you there? Doing in every season, off season, keeping you out of things, hoping you just. But you is limited, man. You can't learn no more basketball, LeBron. You limited. You the first year you came here, you don't do anything different. You was limited the first day you came in. Only thing you did was found some spots. You got acclimated with the NBA and the spots on the floor and this and that. You do the same dunk that you did when you came in here. A stiff dunk. You don't have no agility. You don't have no skills. You ain't got no post game, nothing. You was a extremely regular basketball player. I've seen 2 million of you. You know what I mean? In the street, yeah, you be good. Not the best. Not the best at all. To be honest with you. And you can't really see your greatness because you always had greatness around you. So you can't really see your greatness no matter what. Use a product, man. Use a real live. I can make a whole movie of you as a product. True story though. And then I know what they're talking about in the boardroom right now. For real. You what you call those little dolls we used to have with kids? Not we used to have, but they used to have Cabbage Patch. Like a Cabbage Patch doll. Yeah. True story though. It was popping. Cabbage Patch dolls? What? Man, you people getting robbed for these little dolls. I don't know what's going on with these little Cabbage Patch dolls, but they went freaking crazy. When I say kids was losing it, they had birth certificates for the dolls. Yo, this was a real thing, man. So, but eventually, 10, 12 years, you know what I mean? They started, couldn't keep it, they couldn't keep it, because new things come out. So, new things come out, new products, and it's a new wave. It's just the way the world go. It's just the way the world go. I don't know why they tried to stand still basketball with you for 24 years. I don't know who is making these decisions. Like, they act like there was no products coming into the NBA. They had some bad players coming in here. Y'all keep talking about this clown that ain't doing nothing. And the point is, he's not even snatching the titles in there. He's not snatching scoring titles, rebound titles, He ain't doing none of that shit. He's just in the game. Nobody see this. And they consider the dude the greatest. He got no consistency of holding titles and scoring titles 4 years straight. There was no dominancy at all. Everybody can get a scoring title for the first year. For 1 year. That's what I mean by people coming into the game. So nobody came into the game in 24 years. You got people in the game that's getting more titles than them, beating them in the. Yo, this is outrageous. I'm telling you, this is so much. Look, it's so much disrespect. It's so much disrespect. Look at this dude. Look, you see this dude? Did you see this dude with the dope? This dude is crazy. And this is why we do this one. So you can say, I'm sorry. You learned your lesson. You're not the greatest. You're not. You're a product. See, I'm not a product. You're a product, son. You're a product. See, you get what I'm saying? That's your crown. You understand what I mean, LeBron? That's your crown. You don't gotta give that crown to me. I don't want that crown. I don't need no crown on my head. They call me Black Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? That's not the right crown. You put that crown on, King. Go ahead, King. You put that crown on, You can be the king, Bronny Bron. You know how many kings it was in this world? You know how many kings they're gonna be? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you a king. You one of them. I am over here. What you call me? It's Black Jesus. There's only one of me. It's so confusing. When I say Black Jesus, I mean Jesus, because Jesus is black. So there's a difference in the correlation of what you mean. You talking about King? This guy over here is on. You know what I mean? So take your crown back. You can have your crown. I like that. But the next time I see you, you better have my sneakers on. You heard me? How about that one? Better have some Jordans on. Stop playing with me. You want to wear my number, wear my sneakers, punk. Now go ahead and run along, man. You know what I mean? Go run along and do what you do. Get over there and lie to some more people, man. And you know what I mean? And do all that stat chasing stuff that you're doing, you know? Go run along, man. It took you all those years just to get there. You understand what I'm saying? It took you all this shit just to get there. See, this is what you are, LeBron. You see the difference right here? Let me tell you the difference. It's a big difference between LeBron and 8,584 assists compared to Jordan with 5,633 assists. Now, listen to this. 50% for field goal, right? 49.7 for the field goal range. Now, listen to this percentage. You see these scores up here? And you see these rebounds? This is, let me break this down, yo. All this makes sense on Jordan's side. All this makes sense on LeBron's side. This is why this side of LeBron is more of a team player, and this side over here is more of a dominant player. And this is a mental thing, because look at the shooting percentage, the field goal percentage. It's not like Jordan's is 33 and LeBron's is 50. You get what I'm saying? So this, I mean, when you got to look at things from what they is, numbers don't lie. LeBron is more of a team player. This is why LeBron always trying to get a super team so he can win. And he gonna look, see these numbers here? He's gonna look like the king. This is a product. You know, a product, and the front of the product is all about the front, the wrapping. You know, first the product start with the wrapping. They spend a lot of money on the wrapping and how make it look pretty to come and open it up. You know, peel the string and pull the wrap and da. They come in a nice little box. Everything is so nice. You know what I mean? Come out, then they got the thing there, just a red wrap, and you finally get to the product. You know what I mean? Now the product is nice, and some people get these things and be like, yeah, it was alright. You know, I really like the box though. You know, the box. I really like the box. I mean, I like that box. You know, I mean, I'm not really keen on the product, but it's good enough. You know, what I mean, I like the box. It's cool. People do make these kind of decisions in life. I made decisions like this before. I went in restaurants and like the restaurant was nice. Food wasn't that good, but the restaurant was hella nice. True story. I mean, I could come back here because somebody else that I bring here might like the food just because I don't like it, but I can come back here for the restaurant for sure. So this is what I see when I see this. I see dominancy in one, and I see a team play in the other one. And this guy's bigger than Jordan, so this makes sense on this side. He's trying to play with a like a two guard, and because he's trying to do everything, because he's a product. Products do this type of things. They could send a product out and change it up a little bit. So now when I speak about this product with LeBron, it's that they protect the product. It's just 100% fact. They protect the product because that's they pride and joy. You know what I mean? They got more products, but this is their pride and joy. This one that bring the most money. It got the most span in it. And I got to put this in this kind of thing because I can't say LeBron name and this and that, because when you say this, it's like this is what the media did. They brainwash. You know, you got key points. You know, like, you know how the government got key points if you say it on the computer and then they come see you because you think that you're talking to some kind of code or something like that. Whatever they got going on, you know what I mean? But I think that they got that MK Ultra and inside LeBron name. So whenever you hear the name, it clicks these people to be fanboys or LeBron manias. You know what I mean? All they gotta do is hear the name. So if I say product, it makes sense because the product, I'm talking about his actions, and his action shows way more than what he's talking about. That's why I gotta look at him as a product, because they treat him as a product. You know what I mean? They do. They every 2-3 years they get a whole new shape of the product, give them some more money, and they come in looking better than it was before. But the product be the same. They tell you we got fresh ingredients now, or we got, you know, a flour from France, and you know they tell you all that. Because if I did all that, I'm not spending all that money on no marketing and on no boxes and to cover it up. I'm gonna have my joint raw. No homo. If it's 100%, man, look, here you go. You gonna rock out. Do your thug dizzle. Open it up right now and get right. But when you got a faulty product, it's different. It's different when you got a faulty product. You know what I mean? So, and LeBron is a faulty product. He's been a faulty product since the door. He's never achieved the goals that his, how you say, masters wanted him to do. Never happened since the first year. Never happened. It just never happened. You think LeBron was supposed to come into the NBA scoring titles, give or take the first 2 years, they give him that 17. They give him that the first 2 years. But he's supposed to come in the NBA the way Iverson came in there, you know what I mean? The way Kobe came in there as a 17-year-old high schooler and was trying to get on the court and do his thing, shooting the ball, going crazy. No real rap though. These are facts. T Mac, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, he did not have that energy at all. And Grant Hill was the smoothest one. He didn't have nowhere near Grant. Yo, these boys would have cooked LeBron. You think it's a joke? They would have cooked him dead ass. You talking that now from just seeing LeBron? You know what I mean? All these years, like I just told you, half of you motherfuckers MK Ultra. Y'all don't even know when they say his name. It just blinks something in your head. Y'all don't even have a clue what's going on. Y'all just ready to fight and do all kind of weird shit for this dude. And the dude don't do nothing for nobody. And he's not that guy. I can see if he was that guy. Yeah, if he's up here arguing about Kobe, there won't be no argument for Kobe because there's too much respect between Kobe and Jordan. So there'll never be an argument with Kobe about that. Kobe wouldn't even do the type of shit this guy do. He would never do that. But I came up on different kind of people, different kind of stars, different kind of athletes. People that really loved the game and took the game for sure. It wasn't a game with them. You know what I mean? They really love the game. You get what I'm saying? And these are the people that I grew up on. You follow me? And these are the ones that I love to respect. And this is why I got the respect for the game and for the industries, because we know about these cultures and every industry was so messed up when it comes to our culture. When it comes to our people, black people, when it comes to us, it's really like that. That's a fact. That's not nothing that you don't have to hide and have to say. If you hide about that stuff, then you got an agenda. My agenda is that it's the truth. Whether if they say it can't change that, but it is the truth. And this dude is why I don't like it because he's a devil. He go against his own people. This dude actions is just really bad, man. Seriously, man. This dude is a piece of work, man. He's a real piece of work. And if you sit back and look at it, he's nothing compared to nobody on these pictures. This is just half of the people. You know what I mean? It's not half, but it's a little pinch. But these kind of people, you know what I mean? These type of people is the type of people that I respect. That made me love, the game, love the blackness, love for who you are and what you do. You get what I'm saying? Took it for real. Was not playing at no point. And and they damn near took every one of these people out. It's a shame. And if they can get to the rest of them, trust me, they will. Because these people did different. They love their sport, they love their industry, they love whatever they was into, and they brought it to the world. And they didn't sell their soul. They didn't sell their soul. Not one of them. Just like they all was born in the same family. With the same attitude. You get what I'm saying? It seems like they family. But these is just a few of the hundreds and thousands of people that sold their soul for anything. These is just a few, man. But their impact was so, listen, their impact, it was something different. And a good fact to show you about what I'm saying is 100% true is that you see my man Malcolm X down here, right? In the bottom. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King had the same agenda. The same exact agenda. It was no different. So you want to ask people, why did the people in the, connect to Martin Luther King and didn't connect to Malcolm X? See, that's about perception. See, it's about perception. Let me let you know. See, one come from a church, right? One come from a church. And at this time in the world, like any other time, but especially this time, around this time, this is where everybody's belief was at. If the belief was in the church, it was in the black church because everything outside of that was bad, racist and things like that. Now, Malcolm X came from the street. So he, like me and you and any other content creator out here, we voicing our opinion. And we coming out there, but we being courageous about it. We stepping out there to the community and we telling them straight up and down, what they feel was unjust and was not unjust. And other people like the way you feel and feel just like you feel. So that's how things get together. So like birds and feather flock together. So if you was more of a church guy, a church person, more of a calm church going person that go in there and sit down and listen to the congregation and listen to your preacher preach, who's turning from a preacher to a political guy, opposed to a guy coming straight from the street, hustling and bustling and whatever he got going on in his life, hustling, bustling in the clubs, this and that, this and that, but he still got the same thought pattern, and he want to bring it to the public, but in a more aggressive style, because this is what he go through. See, when Martin Luther King is in church, he's not going through the police brutality. He goes through that when he bring it outside and go to the public, and he see that. You know what I mean? Not saying he don't go through it, and it's no levels of it at all. It's just that Malcolm X was in the street, so he getting pulled over, this and that, going in clubs. So he's always interacting with the police. So that's why his message was a little different than than Martin Luther King. But now us people as black people, we tend to go what we like. Now some people could have looked at Malcolm X as too aggressive and this and that, the same way they look at black women and call them angry black women when they not angry when you fucking with them. And if you start screaming, they will look at you, you're an angry black woman. You know what I mean? So it's like that. You got Dr. Selby over here. He sent his message out in a different way. Selby message was, but the medicine and how you eat, because they come at us a million different ways. This is why I don't like LeBron. This is what they do. This is what they do. So he come out with the truth of the matter of certain products and things that they've given us, telling us what the wrong ingredients and the wrong descriptions and definitions about these products, and they killing us. They making us go old and breaking down our blood cells and stuff, and never saying what he's saying. And then all of a sudden it's all crazy. Let's get to Carissa. You got Carissa down at the bottom with all her accolades. You know what I mean? I understand Carissa, she do what she do at times. That's Clarissa. You get what I'm saying? But in all respect, we gotta respect her for who she is and what she do, not for how you see her. You know what I mean? Because this is where she at in the boxing world. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I give her respect. People gonna say what they say. Everybody get mad every now and then and come off, come off like that. That's the way of the world. However, you can't take nothing from them. And I like the mindset, and I like, how determined you is for what you go for, and you don't falter or fail. You know what I mean? You don't bend, you don't turn no cheek. So that's why, she up there. Then I got my man Pac. My man Pac. I got three people up here, man, that's like really, you know what I mean? I got three people up here, man, that's really like, it's like we family from the thought perception, the thought perception. So now you got Pac, these people didn't turn no cheek. They all, it's like they grew up in the same family. They all had the same mentality. Like they know what they gave to the game, and they know what the game owed them, and they want it. And some of them, send a message, and it hit hard. You know what I mean? It hit hard. And this is why all the ones up here that's actually gone, it's a mystery. It's always some kind of something with their death. It's just something with it. Like none of them, it's just something with their death. They all die too young. You know what I mean? Too young in age and education. You know what I mean? Like Dr. Selby, who started educating people, you know what I mean, about what's going on. As soon as he started that, mysteriously, he out of here for the ones that's gone. And then, And Pac he sent such a strong message to the thugs in the street, to the ones that was in the street that chose, this way because of, poverty or because of adversity or whatever it was. They chose this way, but they still was people because we in a mix of all this. You know what I mean? You can separate us through courts and through words, but you can't separate us as people. We still people and entities. We still need to eat. We need to do what we need to do. And that's just what he represented, because there's people from all different places. You know what I mean? And I get to my man Bud, and it's one of the newest ones on the list. Bud and Clarissa. You know what I mean? Seriously, because Bud is one that really, really, really for the sport of boxing, and this is between me and Bud and boxing. Ain't got nothing to do with whatever's going on. It's just mental. He's a real old school boxer. He think like it, talk like it, in and out the ring, gym rat, and he bring a lot to boxing. And he's not with none of that. He went against that, and he still achieved everything. All these people up here, they all went against it and still got theirs. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I do about Bud. That's my guy. Then you got Bob Marley. I call Bud unapologetic Ali, Muhammad Ali. But you got Bob right here, And Bob was in Jamaica and sending messages around the world about the same thing that everybody talking about in their areas, in their hoods, and their cultures. Bob was a singer, and this is his thing. He talked about the pain that he grew up in Jamaica and correlated with all the pain around the world. That's how good Bob was. You get what I'm saying? And he went against all that. He wasn't with none of that at all. These is the good times, man. If I didn't experience these times, I would be having an attitude that these young guys got today. And they really don't understand that they is living in the world of lies. They don't understand how heavy these people go to hide things. They really don't believe it, man. They believe in all this money, but they don't believe in the hype. Now, Whitney, all of them got the same story, man. You know what I mean? I can go on and on with this, but we ain't gonna do the rest of them. But we know the rest of these stories. Whitney, Prince, Michael, Jordan, my man AI, the man that changed the culture of the NBA. This little guy here changed the culture. This is my God. What? Man, if there's a Pete, and this is my thing about LeBron. LeBron didn't bring nothing to the game, and he ain't gonna leave nothing to the game when he leaving. Every one of these people in bad, Kobe, Jordan, they of course they really know what they brought to the game. Kobe attitude, yo, this is sad, man. I'm gonna get off there because I can start crying. I can start tearing, man. Like honestly, I can start tearing, man, because you talking about some good times, man, coming up, man. Nah, for real. You talking about some good times. And it was bad too, but us as black people, when we had good times, yeah, we had good music, good sports, good singing, good acting. We had good times, man. Like for real, we had really, really good times. Dead serious. We had good times. It was really good. And that's all I can really say, man. It was really good, man. This 40, man. I'm gonna sign off, man, because I got into the whole thing. It's supposed to be half an hour. I'm at 43 minutes now. Yeah, so, but it's good talking to my peoples, man. You know what I mean? The feds is watching. Y'all know what time it is. It's 2015. They everywhere. You get what I'm saying? We sick of the LeBrons and all these people, man. All the LeBrons and all these people that we sick of these people, man. Like they gotta go, man. They gotta go. They messing up the sport. They involved in the police in the sports now, and the federal government is in sports, and it's every. They just messed everything up. Everything is fucked up. Everything. Like there's nothing that used to be the same that we can turn to and chill out. We left basketball alone, you know what I mean? We tried to get in the box, and they done came and plurged boxing with the money and fuck that sport all up. So we sitting there trying to get one boxer that we like. Can't do that because everybody doing shit for money and all this here. Then you turn back to basketball. Now you got all these fake stats and all these low management and all this stuff. And you're scandaling. People ain't who they is. Y'all in here using PEDs. Yo, y'all just got the floodgates over, man. Can't go to football because they over there, but you don't know what's going on in the football. They wear masks. I mean, they wear helmets. So everybody, they ain't gonna never have a bunch of fans like that. You get what I'm saying? So you got the girl calling, the black girl, nigga inside the tennis. You get what I'm saying? It's just, man, listen. It's just bad, man. Female boxing, it's politics now. Boxing, you got promoters, you got YouTube people turn into promoters, turn into boxers, and you know what I mean. It's all right, y'all. If y'all don't see it coming, then man, you know what I mean. Then it ain't coming, but there's something coming, boy. They is cooking something up, boy, and I don't know what it is, cause all they do is dodge questions, and just every time you ask them a question, they just be ducking them. You understand? I mean, and they walk away like ducks with that money. That's all it's about. Straight. That's all it's about, right? With the straight cookie, just like that. That's the only thing this thing is about, man. Peace it out, y'all. Oster 40, man. Like, subscribe, comment, share it. You know what I mean? And let me see what y'all got to say, man. Peace it out, homies. Peace it out, homies. Peace it out. Let me see what you got to say, player. You understand what I mean? Let me see what you got to say.
I don't know you anymore. You're going down a path I can't follow.
I hope he never wins anything in my life. He is dead.